One thing I want to mention at this junction is to say that sometimes we lack empathy. When we talk about some of these things, we lack empathy. Because with what is going on now, sometimes people resort to their own experiences, their own perception of things. They think about their own and not about others. It's important for us to empathize with others. When we see developments that are taking place, don't say because it did not affect you, it did not affect your relation, or did not affect somebody in your community, or did not affect somebody you empathize. It's difficult to empathize with people that you don't know very well. It's easier to sympathize with people that you don't know, and it's easier to empathize with people that you know, people that are close to you. But it's important that as we hear of this news, let us be empathetic. Let us empathize with people. When you hear news of people have been kidnapped, children have been kidnapped, be empathetic and put yourself in the shoes of the parents, of the relations, of the friends, of people in the community who are grief-stricken, who are traumatized by what is going on. If you hear of incidences that are happening in different parts of the country, you don't need to come from that part of the country. You need to empathize with people. So when people are undergoing certain challenges, certain difficulties, and when they make certain cries, certain outbursts, certain emotional outbursts, and they say certain things, let us try to empathize with them. Let us try to see ourselves in their shoes. That these persons are undergoing a lot of stress. They're undergoing a lot of challenges. And that is why that is what may have led to the outburst, to have led to some things they say. So if we empathize with people, we'll not only see things from our own perspective, but rather put ourselves in the shoes of that person and say, this person lives in a community where there have been constant attacks, and this person is experiencing this, and that is why the person is making this statement. And if the person perceives that they are not getting enough support from the government, from those who are constitutionally empowered to help them, then they can make outcries. They can call on others, foreign powers and others, to come and help. So when you try to put yourself in the shoes of the person making certain outcries, when you empathize with them and see their situation and see it as a cry for help, and it's not a cry for self-recognition, it's not a cry for self-aggrandizement, it's not a cry for self-benefit, it's a cry for help. So when there is a cry for help as a result of the situation they are going through, when you empathize with them, you put yourself in their situation, then you could understand where they are coming from. And then you relate with understanding. You listen. One key thing when something happens is that you don't really have to have all the powers to help, but you can listen. You listen to what they are saying. Provide a listening ear. Actively listen to what they are saying. And try to see where they are coming from. And try to understand the pain they are going through. And so, when you now want to talk, when you want to write or want to post or say something, you say it from an informed position, from understanding where they are coming from. And when people feel you've listened to them, you definitely, the things you say is based on your own experience and based on your own perspective, and all of that. But you have to understand where they are coming from. We've had situations, something happening in the north. You have some persons in the south that would say that is their problem. Or if something's happening in the south, you have situations, somebody in the north will say that is their problem. But if we empathize with people, for a moment, we put ourselves in their position. Don't say that is their problem. Everyone, north, south, east, west, we are all humans. We all have challenges. We all have difficulties. And when we are faced with these challenges and difficulties, we all respond in different ways. People don't respond in the same way. And people will end up saying things based on their experience, based on how they perceive what is going on. So, you do not just look at the symptoms of what the person is saying, you look at the bottom, the root cause of what is going on. You see where the person is coming from. So let us have a sense of empathy. As much as we can, put ourselves in their position. And yes, if there are things we could do, if there are words of comfort we can provide, if we can provide a listening ear, if they have difficulties, they have challenges, and if God has blessed you with a means of livelihood, and if there's a way you can contribute something to support, to show compassion, you do that. But even if you don't have, listening and trying to understand what is going on is important. We are all humans. We all have difficulties, and we can do our own bit to help with what is going on. Yes, we can get fatigued. Yes, it can be exhausting to keep listening to all this news and all that. It can be exhausting. And yes, it's good to take a break. Take break from the news. Just off the data, off the phone, and do other things, because it can be exhausting. You need rest. You need to rest and recover and reboot, so you can have the strength and energy. Say if you can't help yourself, you can't help others, and others cannot help you. So when you are continually exposed to all this news, it can have effect on us. And so we take breaks. We take time to take care of ourselves and rest, and take time to do other activities that doesn't involve the bad news that is going on. Leisure activities, recreational activities that will help us take mind off what is going on. Sometimes you have this situation whereby, with what is going on in this country, some people will now go to a club, to rest, Some people will go to a concert or go somewhere to just have leisure. And some people will say, with all that is happening to, why are you attending this concert? Why are you doing this? No, don't say that. Some people feel that, oh, with all that is going on, then everybody should be on the streets protesting and urging the government. We all respond to things in different ways. And there are those who feel so bad about it and they express themselves by going on the street to protest. Some others could react differently. But it would be a mistake to expect everyone to react in the same way. To think that, oh, everyone will not be on the street protesting. That would be a mistake. Because we all respond in different ways. And it's not only by going on the streets. There are those who are close to those in power who can make calls. There are those who can influence those in power and talk to them to look at the situation and look at what is going on. If it's within our means to help those in communities that are affected, we'll do that. But there is something that we all can do. That we don't need to have all the money, all the influence. We can choose to be empathetic, to empathize with people. We can choose to listen to the outcries, the pains, the agony that people are going through, and try to place ourselves in their situation. We can try to show understanding, and then we can try to be measured in the things we say, in order not to inflame what is already a bad situation, in order not to make it worse. Rather, we can decide to show comfort, to comfort others, to be kind in our words, to be gracious in our expressions, to see what people are going through and be gracious and kind. Because it is easy, with all that is going on, it's easy for us to have hate. It's easy for us to have dislike for people who don't look like us. It's easy. It's easy to group people together. A fallacy of hasty generalization. To say, oh, all these people are like this. All these people are like this. Without noting that, Nigeria is a big country, it's a big place, and what some people do does not necessarily represent what people in that community do. There are a lot of people in that community who hate what is going on, who just want to live peaceably with others. And so, it's easy, we have to be careful not to have hate in our hearts, but rather to have compassion for others, to be empathetic. And one way we will know if we're having hate in our hearts is if you hear bad news about a certain group of people, some people died, and you say, that's for them. It's good for them. If you have that, you could be having hate in your heart. You could be harboring hate. If you have hate for a group of people, if something bad happens to a group of people, you feel they deserve it. It's easy for us to develop hate, to develop these stereotypes and prejudice against a group of people. But instead of having hate in our hearts, we should give place for kindness, love, grace, empathy, understanding, so that we could understand the challenges and difficulties that people are going through. We can put ourselves in their position, listen, and provide comfort, and be measured in what we say, so that we don't inflame what is going on. All of these things can lead to stress. Stress is something that, can result from being exposed to a lot of these challenging news and difficulties.